Hi. Welcome back to Two Kims.
One pod.
I'm one of your Kims, Peter Kim.
And I am your other Kim, Unji Kim.
Thank you so much for coming back, you guys. It is a hot summer day. I'm in my tank top. That's why my shoulders are exposed.
Same here. It is. I am also this. It's very warm here as well. It's 77.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to call out your voice. It's feeling very raspy, very sensual. Eartha
Yeah.
Kitt. What's happening?
I'm
Were you
sick.
sick? Or are you, oh, okay. Okay. I was like, did you have a karaoke night? Like, what happened? Okay.
No, I'm sick.
Okay. Well, it sounds very sexy.
Cool. Yeah.
Yes.
I have a voiceover recording too, but so.
Okay, so she's giving mail.
Yeah.
She's giving. You
She's
sound
giving-
like the bass of a Motown trio, where it's like the tall bald one who
Yes.
like, only does the breakdowns
And doesn't like speak in the
baby
interviews.
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, for some reason, like all basses, like their personalities are like their voice.
Yes.
You know?
Down low.
And like punctuating, like they only come in for like a sniper kind of comment. They're never the
Yeah.
ones that's bubbly.
They're not out front, and
no.
they know it. They're not a tenor.
They're back of the band for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of bass, I am part of a choir right now.
Wait, what?
A men's choir.
A men's choir?
Mm-hmm. It's called the Apollos.
Okay.
It's not specifically a gay men's choir, but it's
Turned out
queer.
to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And,
organically become one. Okay.
I mean, it's men singing. It's gay.
Yes.
No matter what. So
It's true. Even a heterosexual man being a part of this choir would still be gay.
Yeah, he's gobbling dick.
Yeah.
So when he's
not singing, yeah. When he's not doing the vibrato, he's guzzling.
Yeah, exactly. Something's happening with the mouth. So I got placed into baritone, but I think I'm more of a bass because some of these baritone parts that we're singing, I'm like, this is too high for me.
Oh my God.
And I love to get down here.
Ah! I don't like how that made me feel.
Sorry, tingly.
Yeah. It's like the first time I've ever been sexually attracted to
down
you.
to the very right of it all. So I could really get down there, but and also what I'm realizing is that as I get older, those registers are harder to hit.
Of course,
right?
yeah.
So yeah, I'm singing along with these baritones who are like getting high, and I'm like, I got to drop it a whole octave down.
Wow.
So like, I think I should be a bass, but I think like I have to like grow my confidence into a bass. I'm like a baritone.
You're a bass with baritone energy.
Yes, exactly. I'm a baritone with bass rising.
Yes.
My ascendant.
Tenor mood. Tenor right. I mean, like, is it like when you're there and you're, are you enjoying the experience?
I love it. You know what it is? I think it's because I'm so out in front and me, all eyes on me in so many aspects of my life and career.
For sure.
That I find it very nice to just blend.
Yes.
Chorally blend.
Oh, of course.
It's so nice.
I mean, it's the same reason why like mouthy, like aggressive type A people love to be choked and dominated in the bedroom.
That part.
Right? Like, I don't want to make any more decisions.
No, just let me lay.
Exactly. Like,
Do it.
literally choke out my independence. Choke.
Yeah, I need to go to sleep.
Yeah. So, like,
be my physical Ambien.
I mean, like, even with the choir stuff, like, I also imagine that it's nice to be able to, like, be in community with other, like, queer people.
Yes.
And to be singing together.
Yes.
Like, that's one of the best. Like, when I was in choir, I was in chorus. Like, it was really, that was the funnest part.
What's
like,
the difference between chorus and choir?
How good you are.
Oh, really? Chorus
Yeah.
is like the JV?
That's correct.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. Cool. And finally, varsity. No one's going to come to our performances in 2 weeks, and we're in bad shape. So I'm a little worried. But
what are you singing?
we're singing 10 songs, and most of the songs I've never heard of. They're like old, like hymn sounding like standbys from like the turn of the century.
From the turn of the century?
Not that old, but like Somewhere Over the Rainbow is the most contemporary song we're singing, and I think that was the 20s.
Yeah. I mean, because the turn of the century is the 2000s.
A turn of 2 centuries ago. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. Oh my God. No, I wish we were singing the odds.
Yeah.
Honey, Fergalicious.
Fergalicious. My London Bridge keeps on falling down. My lovely lady humps, you know?
That's right. My
Wait, it's
lovely lady humps. I would love, that would be so funny. I'm definitely the youngest person there, except for this one other Gaysian who is a first tenor, and we never sit near each other, and we give each other like dirty looks. Yeah, he's also youngish as well, but
it's like, it's very Highlander. There can only be one.
Very much that.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
But I mean,
So
like that's very. But that is you are contemporaries then, because that is a very old Gaysian attitude to have. Because the youngs, they're gonna be together. They're kiki.
They click.
Yes.
Click. I know. Should I click?
Yes.
But we don't sit near each other. That's why I can't like click with him.
It's just like during
we have to talk afterwards, but we never like stick around after because everyone's rushing out to like leave the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because you pay by the fucking minute.
Yeah.
You pay by the hour. Anyway, no one cares about this. Who cares?
No,
anyway,
I just think
my point is,
I think that it's one of those moments where, like, I mean, making adult friends is very difficult.
It's difficult. And
period.
That's why I think I just like leave, because I don't want to do the chit chat, but I should, just to be like, hey, you're gay and Asian, I'm gay and Asian, like we should be chit chatting.
I mean, like truly, like it's one of those moments where, like in a movie, you would just like silently sit next to him and open up a toshirak.
Yeah,
and you slide over. Yeah, and then you guys slide them towards each other, and you get to try each other's toshirak, and you have your chopsticks.
Yeah, we feed each other with our chopsticks.
Lady in the Tramp style.
That's so sweet.
I mean, like, so when did you start doing this choir?
It's been like 6 weeks. I told you I was like going crazy. I was getting anxious, so I was like taking pottery classes. I was signing up for a choir, auditioning. Signing up. She auditioned.
Okay, booked and blessed.
Booked and yes, for this choir that I pay to be part of.
It's such like an improv cult energy.
It is very improv. Like I'll join. I'll do anything.
I'll pay you $200 for me to audition. Yeah. Like you're like paying them to like accept you.
Yeah, to let me sing along with you and not do solos.
It's exactly. It's one group mind. It's like
yes, it very much is. Owen. So it is. It's nice to be part of something that is not religious, but you're also singing together.
Yes.
I wish it was a little more contemporary, but it's okay. I just joined. This has been going on for 91 years.
This choir has been going on for
91 years.
Okay, I mean,
because this club was established in 1880.
Is this one of those situations where it's like a dog that needs to be put down, or it's thriving?
Neither. I think that it's just like it's a traditional thing that's been going for so long, kind of like Rotary Club style. Like it's like a thing. It's like a less cool version of a Masonic club.
Okay, cool.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah.
You know it, like Chicago Athletics Association?
Yes.
That's what it is. This is the LA Athletics Association.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the athletics associations.
I mean, it's groups of hale and hearty men. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. They're mostly older queens who are like in their 80s and retired and complaining about how there isn't shrimp at the buffet anymore. It's like where I belong.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Truly.
Like it's my heart.
I can see this. This is why you and that other Gaysian are there.
Yeah. Well, okay, get this. Actually, I don't want to talk about it. I'll save that for the Patreon because it might get too spicy for the regular channel. But,
spicy shrimp.
Spicy shrimp. Speaking of anxiety, my anxiety has now turned into profit.
Profit?
Yes. Commerce.
Mercantilism? Capitalism?
I wouldn't say capitalism. I think mercantilism is the right word.
Okay, so you're in the bazaar. You're selling wares.
Wares, products and services.
Wares, products and services. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Goods together upon.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're talking sewing notions and doodads.
Yeah. I have a pile of apples. If you steal it, I'll chop off your hand.
Yes. Yeah. Whatchamacallits. Yeah.
Yeah. We're in a marqueta. So here's what. So this really dawned on me, and I want to share this with our viewers and listeners. It's for those who have been with us for so long. You've been with us through so many like different parts of our journeys.
It's true.
We started in 2017. I left San Francisco in 2012. So that's 5 years later, right? In 2012, I not only left San Francisco, but I also left an improv theater that I started.
This like whole part of your life that you like just leave off.
That I never talk about.
Never talk about. Like it's like did you leave behind a child? Like it's like so weird.
Kind of. I kind of feel like the dad who like your daddy is a Rolling Stone.
Yeah, like you went out for cigarettes and you never came back. Yeah,
I never came back. That is how I feel. Although I have very fond memories and also connections still. I go back and
Okay, so for those of you who maybe don't know, can you explain to them what you're talking about?
So I started a improv theater company out in San Francisco, long form style improv, game based, very UCB-esque, and I started in 2010, and it's still running now. They have their own building in the Mission District. They have multiple shows a week, house teams, like it's a whole shebang. I left in 2012, so 2 years after I established it, I left.
Where was it when you established it? Like where was like the program and the theater?
Like
in terms of like organizational, like was there a house team? Did you start a training center?
Yes, yes, training center, house team. I established all that.
Wow,
multiple house teams.
Yeah.
Different weekend shows.
Wow.
With different casts. So Friday, Saturday shows. And then it became so popular we did Friday 8 p.m., 10 p.m. shows. Like it just started to organically grow. The demand was so crazy. We were like, we got to put more up. And as people went through the training center,
right,
people wanted to play. So we're like, you're funny. Why don't you group of people play before us? So we would have people open before us, and then that became like a system. So very much like IO, like house teams, and then there's like the shittier Herald, and then like the veteran Herald, like then you get like 43 minutes of comedy,
for
whatever,
sure. Give or take.
Yeah,
give or take like a dream or two. Yeah.
Right. So that was kind of our thing. Like we would bring people in. Whatever.
But but also when did you start taking classes at UCB in New York?
2008. 2009.
So had you completed that training program before you started this one?
Yeah, I did all their their improv program.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did all their classes 1 through 3. Or 4, whatever it was. I did all their long form classes. I didn't do any of their sketch stuff. And then UCB. And then what I would do is I would come down to LA and do workshops at IO and do the festivals, the summer festivals, IO summer festivals. So it was a thing where I was going to other cities to learn because there was nothing in SF.
I mean, that's a level of hustle that, around improv, that is...
It was crazy.
It's crazy. Truly, and that is something that really set us both apart because we started later. We brought a corporate mindset to it of
the immigrant hustle to it.
Yes, this is what we're doing. Okay, this is what we need to do.
Yeah, who's the best at it? Study and then copy and then do it better.
Absolutely. And also like to take it seriously.
Oh, that's all I wanted.
Yeah. Like it was
because I genuinely loved it so much.
Me too.
You know, so that of course I wanted to be around the best people at it and the best teachers. I wanted to know how they thought about it and their philosophies and their approach, and everybody's approach was so different, and that made me understand like, oh wow, it is an art form because people are bringing themselves to this thing, but also working in tandem and making something from nothing. Like it was just so, it shook my world coming from a corporate like tech rat. Like I couldn't have been further away from this.
I mean, it's also like, this is the strangest part about it, is that it's something that also many people treat as a hobby. And that is truly a hobby, right? It's golf in your 40s. It's
most people who take classes at Endgames, it was their hobby because they were all at Google, Apple, blah, blah, making like $800,000 a year.
But it's like, it's strangely enough one of those things where a hobby can actually become the thing, right? No one's doing that. No one's doing Google. No one's doing software development as a hobby. No one's, you know what I mean? Like no one wants to market a product in their free time. You know, like it's not equivalent. But I think in my mind, what was so strange was that like, I thought this is like by benefit of like at this point having been in comedy for as long as we've been in it, is that it was a hobby for everyone. And I think in my mindset and yours, it was like, are you guys all fucking stupid? This is a job. But it's not.
I don't know, like...
It's not. It can totally be a hobby.
I don't know what I thought... Yeah, of course. Anything could be.
And it should be. Honestly, it should be.
Yeah, I think for me, when I found it, I didn't even think as far as job. I thought, I don't even care if I have a job.
I wanted to be the best at it.
I want to do. Yeah, like...
Yes.
I started thinking like a rich white guy. Like I was like, I don't care. I just got to be like I'm just going to take this over. And I feel like
the pinnacle of my dreams for improv when I was going through class was to have a hot Sunday night show at the old IO.
Oh my God, yes. The 3033 slot.
That's that slot. Yeah. And to have like that show, something like that, and be able to walk home, smoke a J. And that would be like, I was like, that's life. That's life.
Yeah. I didn't care for like, but okay, here's what changed though, is that going back to like the mercantilism, right?
Yeah.
Like that only goes to a certain point, because what I realized was I left a career and a way to support myself, threw myself into this basically an artistic cult. And now I'm faced with, how do I sustain myself?
Right.
So I went back to waiting tables.
Right. I mean, because these essential oils aren't going to sell themselves. You know what I mean? Like
trust.
Yeah.
It's a hustle.
Yeah.
So I found myself in my like early to mid 30s, like going back to what I was doing in college, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of like what I left behind, which was this like business that I had started.
Yes.
Right? Because I left a whole business behind. I extricated myself. So that could have been a way to like sustain me, but I did not want to be beholden to it. I wanted to be completely free, right? So, but what I realized was that there was no other way to do that, because I wouldn't have leapt like that. I wouldn't have thrown myself into... My life wouldn't have ended up here. You know what I mean? If I just continued to be the owner-operator from afar or whatever the fuck.
Right. Like done it incrementally.
Company. Right.
Yeah. Because
I don't think you said it.
I don't think you said it. They would have
collapsed as well.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you mentioned it, but like Peter sold it for $1.
Yeah. Yeah.
To these like upstart like people that were when you decided to come to Chicago.
Yeah. I was like, take it over. You guys are passionate about it, because they were.
Yeah.
Not just anyone, like people who really wanted to like keep it going.
Right.
And that was all I needed, because it's like I didn't have any like greed over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 욕심, like you talk about. Like I didn't because I wanted this other thing, you know, so bad. And now I find myself in 2025 back at this place where I'm into this like mercantile space of like entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And making something out of nothing. Like, and I started this class series about pitching TV because I'm realizing that I have a particular set of skills that maybe not a lot of people have.
Nobody has.
And I see that that's the thing, Anji, like it's hard for me to understand that.
Sure.
So I talked to a staff writer.
Mm-hmm.
She and I did CBS Showcase together.
Sure.
Right? So like arguably we started our early careers together, right?
Okay.
Since then, she did like some kind of like writer's workshop and got into a room, like an NBC room.
Great.
And then since 2019 has been staffed on shows back to back to back to back.
Dream.
Yeah. But now in 2025, there are no rooms. So
Right.
she's like, I've never pitched anything before. And I don't know how to pitch. And now that's the only way to work right now is to get your own show, get a deal for a pilot because there's no other rooms. And everybody in the rooms it's kind of like this Nicole Kidman analogy where like Nicole Kidman's doing 9 TV series now. So like everybody else has to move down.
Yeah.
Similar thing with writers' rooms. Like showrunners are like, I'll be a co-producer.
Yeah.
So like everything's being shoved down.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're left, like the earlier writers, younger writers, having to pitch our own ideas to even stay in the game. But I didn't realize that there was a whole sea of writers, experienced writers, that just haven't sold a pitch. I just imagined they were selling pitches on the side or like, I don't know, like doing the same thing I was doing. I was like the whole time I was like, I can't believe I'm not in rooms. And
I mean, like truly, sometimes when you talk about this shit, it's like talking to someone with pretty privilege. That's just like constantly like, I don't know. I don't think it's that hard. He always seemed like a nice guy to me. You know what I mean? Like it's like, what the fuck?
No.
Like he's like, oh, is that his reputation? I've never found him to be that way. The service at this restaurant's wonderful. I've never had an issue.
No, I know it sounds daft, but like I guess I just assumed people were also pitching.
Pretty privilege, like literally.
Yeah.
Literally. Well, like, I mean, you know, like when you're talking about it and like sort of seeing the reality and how amped your team gets about it, it's not.
Yeah, that makes sense now.
I mean, let me tell you, as someone who's been in a room with you, like while you're doing it, I've described it to people, and it's just not something that, you know, it was kind of like seeing like a white tiger. You know, it was like, I guess it exists.
Doesn't belong here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I guess it exists. Like I've heard tale of it, but you've never seen it out in the wild. You don't think it actually exists.
Yeah, but like I think what I do is completely teachable.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's because I've done it. Like I've coached my other writer friends. You know what I mean? So like there is a way to. It's like improv. Like when people see like improv for the first time, they're like, "It's magic," but it's not. There's a method to it, and there's a practice to it, especially.
For sure.
Like that's what I'm. Anyway, my point is, now that I'm like realizing that there's a market for it, I'm like, oh shit! It's the same thing that happened with Endgames. I'm like, why doesn't this exist? I'm just gonna make it. And with the pitching class, I'm doing the same thing. I'm like, why doesn't this exist? I'm just gonna make it. And now it's the same kind of entrepreneurial pussy that's getting wet. Of like, I'm just gonna create the thing.
I mean, and you do it with like shows, period, though. You know, like it's like kind of like like true. It's just like the act of creation, right? It's like constantly. I mean, I will also say,
but towards monetization.
Yes, of course, always. Why are you making it?
But specifically, like, no. But I'm like, I'm peddling classes now, just like I used to peddle improv classes.
Yes.
You know, like I really felt at that time, and I still feel like teaching improv is gonna be beneficial for these people.
Yes.
And this type of long form improv, you know, where you build together long scenes and callbacks and keeping each other's things and heightening, like that's all group work, you know, like it's collaboration at its finest, you know, like leaving your ego behind for the big picture. Like that's the type of stuff that I wasn't seeing being taught in SF, so I taught it. And now I'm doing the same thing, and pitching is like basically yes-anding your own story, you know. It's just like, it's just you doing it yourself, you know. So I'm like, oh wait, I'm back in this place where I'm teaching people this thing that I picked up inadvertently, and I truly believe works, you know. So like, yeah, all that to say, it's crazy how it's true, life is a circle, like it just keeps circling back. I'm just back in that time.
Right. I mean, all this to say,
in the recession,
use promo code Ajuma.
yeah. 2 Kims 1 Pod.
I mean,
like 10% off merch.
No, I mean,
I think it's also the recession of it all too. Like the shrinking of everything is making me like fired up. I'm going like, I won't stand for this. You know, like there's like that energy coming out of me going like, I'm not going to fucking stand for this.
I mean, also there's like, it's the same impulse of why you chose this, why you pitch, why you create shows. I will also say it's the same thing where, you know, I didn't realize this either. This impulse to like sell things, like to do mercantilism, to go in, you know what I mean? To go into the bazaar and sell your wares, to open up your blanket, and then, you know, like that is not an impulse that, like I was talking to my friend.
When you were young,
I was selling.
Did you play doctor or did you play store?
Store.
I was always playing store.
Store.
There was something about you exchange, the transactional exchange. I'm like, this shit is Silk Road.
I used to
like
literally.
this is ancestral.
This is what my friend was saying, because like I used to make my own money.
Like, yes, me too. Money. Me too.
Like, and I would have to count it, and I made different denominations, right?
And I would put it in different slats into the thing, just like a cash register, which is like obsolete now. But that
I didn't have a toy. I didn't have a toy that was a cash register. I just used I
used a box, like a shoebox. Yes, me too. And I put compartments. Yes. You know what I'm talking about.
Honey, like
that's why I think we like comedy too, because it is a fucking transaction.
It's a hustle. Like
it's the fastest transaction.
And you're going out there, you're selling your wares. And the cost is, you know what I mean? And it's, my friend was explaining it to me, and she was like, this is not an impulse that exists in everybody. Because like we both are like, why, if you're up against the wall, of course you're going to do this. You have to sell.
Right.
But everyone else, most other people want a boss. Want a job, want like a specific role. They want to go into the Fisher-Price store and be able to pick a uniform.
Right.
And
then say goodbye, clock out, and go to sleep, and rinse and repeat.
Yeah. Like, and that's just not.
I need autonomy.
And to be fair, she was like, also, you see people selling. Like, we come from people in America that sell.
Yeah.
Like, they're store people. Versus like necessarily in Korea, where it's like,
but there are like people like us who grew up around store people, because they did grew up around it, they reject it.
Oh,
you know what I mean? They're like, I would never be a merchant.
True. That's why I'm a neurosurgeon. Whatever.
Yeah, that's why I want to be in corporate or whatever. You know, that's like what I didn't get from that, because from a young age, like 돈 만지는 게 좋았어. 나.
Yes.
Right? I loved having like
so good.
Right. I used to have those little jelly wallets.
Oh my God.
And put like coins in them and like dollar bills, and I would just like hold on to it, and it was just so, and I think that's a poor thing too, probably. But I know plenty of poor people that are not entrepreneurial.
Yeah, they want safety.
Yes. Like my younger brother, we grew up in the same exact house. He would never go out and start his own business. He's like, that's the scariest thing I could think of.
Right.
Like, why leave security for insecurity? And the way I frame it is, I need to chase autonomy, not slavery. Like that's, for me, it's just freedom.
Right. I mean, I think it's freedom, and also, like, what is that phrase? Like, my neck is in my own hands.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Fate.
Like, my fate is in my own hands. Like, that sort of like control. I think that's also probably a trauma thing, because like, we can't trust that life will be fair to us, or like good things will happen. So like,
yeah, I guess that helps with the merchant,
Yeah.
like the desperate need to sell.
because like life isn't gonna be kind, or like horrible things are gonna happen.
Yeah.
So like, if I have control over it,
Yeah,
at the
for
very least,
sure.
Yeah. But also, I just like the feeling of money. I love counting it. I love like touching
Me
it.
too. I love
And
it.
you know what? It is.
But I think
something
that's
innate.
what's the difference between capitalism and mercantilism is that I like money, but I don't like it to the point where it's feeling imbalanced. Like I like a good trade, like a fair barter.
Yes.
Like if that shit is $20, if you have $20, I want to give you $20 worth of stuff. I don't want to like cheat you. Like that's capitalism, right? It's that like twinge of taking the merchant thing and then making it gross. Of like, how can I get away with something? How can I get that, like the scam? Like capitalism is a scam. It's a MLM. It's not a fair trade product.
Yeah, it's sword and
like,
fields. Yeah, it's like you have to do this, and then you will get this, and you will be above someone. Whereas in a mercantile, like in an exchange, I will say this is like the best
it's
part
even.
because I look at you in the face, and I see the physical thing that we are trading, and the money that we are doing it for.
It's pure.
It's pure, like absolutely.
Yes.
Like there's something that, because if you're gonna cheat someone like face to face, like
It's
one,
what
that means I'm the
free
fool.
market was
Yeah.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
But unfettered capitalism co-opted that.
Right.
And took it into like the nastiness. But like I do feel great about giving someone something and then being paid for what that's worth. There's a really good feeling about that. Like
Yeah.
it's like it's almost like there's about to be an imbalance of karma, but it gets balanced out. It's like almost like the idea of a ledger being balanced. Like it feels good. Like there's not a negative. I'm not owed anything. You're not owed anything. Like at the end of the day, it's net zero. There's a good feeling about that where it's like it gets, yeah, because like I got something I wanted, you got something I wanted, and there's no like shitty or bad feeling about this. Like there's something really good about that.
I do like the idea of like a karmic like ledger,
Yeah.
and then it being netting zero.
That's
I mean-
my goal. I don't need positive karma for what?
Yeah, I guess.
I
Like,
just
what is
don't
the
want
point?
negative.
Yeah, I don't want to be negative. I guess I just want to be at zero. Because what are you saving it for?
What do you need extra karma for?
Yeah. I mean, like when you're talking about this like mercantile sort of like entrepreneurial pussy being wetted,
Yeah. Yes. Moist.
moist,
Yeah.
like does it feel? Why does it feel different than when you sell your wares
On stage.
Yeah, or pitch your actual shows?
It doesn't feel different. It's that pitching my own shows takes a long time to get the pussy wet.
Okay,
Selling
yeah.
a class, my pussy's wet faster.
Okay, so it's vibrator versus man with like tiny tongue.
Yeah, who's just like not into the smell.
Like yeah, not into it.
Yeah. I'll get there, but like when?
Yeah.
That's what like pilot pitching is. But that's huge swings of money, right? Like
Yeah.
it's 6-figure deals, but it takes months and almost a year to put together.
Right.
That deal. As opposed to the deal between me and a student where I teach you how to pitch is 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So
Promo
that's
code. Yeah.
2 Kims 1 Pod for 3% off.
Like the percent off gets smaller and smaller. I mean, like that makes sense. Like the return on.
Let me tell you, it's not even
timeline,
about
yeah.
the money. Can I tell you?
Yeah.
It's not even about the money. because I have on my website, I have a like one sheeter PDF of like 5 things that like I always like make sure my pitch has.
Okay.
Before I even like go into it, or else I know it's not a good pitch, you know?
Okay.
And it's just like a PDF, like one sheeter with my information and then my advice. And I give it away for free. And every time I get a download on it,
Yeah.
I still get that pussy wet. Like, I'm not making zero money.
Yeah, yeah.
But the fact that like you got something out of that and I was able to give it to you, it makes me wet. Like, it's an even exchange. Because it's worth $0 for me to like upload a PDF with 5 pieces of advice.
Wait.
That's free.
I mean, I will just say this, like in this moment I'm realizing, Peter, are you a kind and generous lover?
I don't think I am. No.
Yeah, because I'm not.
No, I mean, I want you to have fun, but like, I'm also trying to have fun. Yeah.
Because the way you're talking, I was like, wow, okay, maybe.
Depends on the mood.
I mean, like, it's sort of like exciting, this like new direction. Also, to be honest, like when you were telling me about it, how it was like recession vibes, I was like, oh brother, because I remember the 2008,
yeah,
like that recession. It's so crazy because like my students now, for them, it's like when they were in whatever, like kindergarten, and so it's always like a joke. It's like how it was like kind of like it's the same way like 9/11 is almost for them.
Yeah.
You know,
they just don't have a scale for it. Yeah.
Right? They're just like, oh yeah, I guess because their parents kind of, it's the way that Vietnam or Pearl Harbor, you know, like
yeah, it's for
just
us.
like some big event. They're all these people are so
Cuban
upset about.
Missile Crisis.
Yeah. Or like the Civil War, you know?
Right. Like what's the big deal?
It's a big deal. Like relax. So it's like, but the way that they, what they don't realize is that I see in them their parents' anxiety around money. And they don't realize that like, that's what it's from. Right? Like, because these kids are obsessed with capitalism, not mercantilism. They want securing the bag.
They want to scam.
They want to secure the bag by any means possible, any means necessary.
Right. They're in survival mode.
And it's like totally, it's like, but you've been in this situation. Like when I think about it, I'm like, right, it's their parents' anxieties that they've internalized because their parents went through a refi that didn't go great. They had to do you know what I mean? They had to all that stuff. Like their savings, retirement savings got blown up. Like that's why they're so obsessed with making money.
Oh yeah, and you just kind of have to. Like, how do you survive in this with the inflated costs, like, and housing? Like, we're getting choked out, and not in the way we like.
We're still being asked to make so many decisions.
But here's what though, like, there is, I really want to like help people understand how to be entrepreneurial but not be a scammer. You know, like really be proud of like a product you're bringing to market that doesn't exist. You know, that's like it's like the inventor vibe. You know, like it's the Shark Tank vibe, baby. Like that's the core of like what's cool about our country. Not that we can get rich to the fuck moon, Mars, whatever. Like it's that we can be creative and hold our own destiny, like what you said, like your fate in your own hands. Like that feeling is what American like economy, to me, the best part of it is that like
absolutely
you can rebrand, you can redevelop, you can, if you have a dream, like fucking let's go, like let's put it together and be resourceful. And I think we're gonna have to become like that soon, because like what we talked about a few episodes ago, distribution's changing. You know, like there's a lot of stuff that's happening in the media, and in the live performance space that's like, you know, fucking us over. So we're gonna have to figure something else out. But that it's a time for people like us, like the immigrant minds, to really step up and shine, because we get real creative.
It's true. And it's like us, you know,
we
like
find ways.
Because when you're in the bazaar and you're all selling your wares, and there's many other people, how are you differentiating yourself?
You got to stand out.
You got to stand out. You got to. People got to know that when they come to you, you get a good deal. They got to know
paint
that.
The face. All right.
Thank you. Yes.
Something.
Like, it's truly like when you're talking about, like, you know, it's like the future of everything. It's truly like I have been thinking about like in the live space on social media, like the way that show business is turning out to look, you know. And the thing is, it's so funny because I can even see like really established acts kind of freaking out. And you know, you're right, like there's this moment where I'm not afraid. I'm just kind of like, okay, so I guess the booth needs to change like this.
Yeah, you have to pivot.
Yeah, like, you know, like this is not a good part of the bazaar to be in. We need to be over there.
Yeah, we gotta be near the exit.
Yes.
So we get all the people who
everyone's
at the entrance.
At the expo, yeah.
At the exit.
Yeah.
When they're leaving, get the final change.
Yes, and we're trying to
last pieces of coin.
Because everyone's got to leave.
Yeah.
So
I'm all about zagging, baby. Like, if people are lining up at one door, you cannot be lining up there. That's just not how you win.
I mean, also, like, there's like the reality of, you know, your circumstance. Like, if I were to try to be in amongst all of them, given my size, my physical health, you know, like, I couldn't survive.
You'll be trampled.
I'll be trampled. I got to use my wits.
Yeah. You got to climb.
Yeah.
You got to get on a tree. Like that tax collector who wanted to just get the visage of Jesus as he walked through town. 10 points to you guys if you know who it is. Right in the comments.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening, you guys. We love talking to you. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.